Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Wes with Extreme Laser Engraving, and today we're actually going to do something really cool. We're going to do a custom dog tag on 304 stainless with the 60-watt MOPA fiber laser. I'm going to go over the settings in LightBurn and I show you guys how I use LightBurn to create this dog tag, and then we're going to do the actual engraving. So stick with me and let's have some fun. Okay folks, so this is LightBurn, and this is the software that I use in order to engrave my engravings with my laser engraving machine. I'm currently using version 1.7.08, which I believe is the latest version. This software is not free, but it's definitely worth the money. There's a lot more settings and a lot more that you can do with this software than you can the software that normally comes with your laser engraver, like a Creative Space if you're an Xtool user, or EasyCAD 2 or 3 or anything like that. I really enjoy this software. There's a slight learning curve, but there's a lot of tutorial videos out there on the internet to get you started. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over here to the left, and you'll see the A here. That enables text. Then we'll come out here, and since we're doing a dog tag, we're going to go ahead and type in Nico. That was the name of my German Shepherd. And then we go up here to the arrow in the top left, and that's our select tool. Now we can highlight that and move it around. So what we'll do, we'll just move that around, and then down here, or up here, we actually have the font menu, and we can select our font. You can see it gives us a preview of the fonts on our typed text. We're going to go with the one that we had, though, Easy Draw. That one looks pretty fun. Now, to center this, it won't be perfectly center unless you can just unless you're just a perfectionist or whatever, but we can actually take it and hit the P key, and it'll center the text for us directly in the middle. I do recommend centering your piece, especially when using a fiber laser, because your ultimate focus is right there in that center. That's just something that I make a practice of doing. Now, when we have this, we actually can go over here to our cuts and layers and our settings, and we can set our speed, our power, and since we have a MOPA fiber laser, we can set frequency and Q pulse width and number of passes. We can also set bidirectional fill, which I always keep that on. That means when the laser goes left and right or up and down, it engraves both ways instead of returning and engraving one way only. It definitely saves you time, and I don't know why you would want to turn that off. I haven't found a scenario where that makes sense yet. Crosshatch, if we enable that, you can see the pattern that it will do here. So right now it's going scan angle left to right. If we crosshatch, it goes left to right, and then it'll additionally go up and down. That's good for smaller line intervals, so you don't actually see the lines. It looks really crisp and clear, but in this case, we're not going to do any kind of crosshatch. Line interval 0.01, which actually gives you your lines per inch or dots per inch or DPI type setting. And then you have your number of passes. You can change your scan angle. If you look right here, you'll notice when I change it, it starts to rotate. And that's the direction in which the laser is going to go. 45, 50. You can go all the way up to the full circle, or half circle technically, which is basically right there where it started. 0 to 180. You can go negative as well. So you have a lot of other settings down here which we're not going to talk about or mess with today. You can even change your dot width for your laser and decrease the dot size, which is helpful for engraving photos, I will add. We'll go over that in another video. But our speed and power settings right here. So I actually have a setting you can go to your material library and you can save all of the work. There's many hours of testing that goes into all of this, but you can save a lot of your settings into the material library. So here, this is 304 stainless that we're engraving the dog tag on. So we're going to go and check out our settings. This one's nice. A black, kind of a dark green black tint, clean mark. And you can see we already have our settings there. So that's 2,000 millimeters per second, 30% power, frequency is 62.8, and Q pulse width is 200 with 1 pass. We have our line interval set pretty tight. That is a huge DPI, but it gives a nice clean look. And because of the over scanning and passing on that, it actually changes and anneals to a different type of color and smoothness. So I really like the way this comes out, so that's what we're going to use. Click OK. Then I can click, that's highlighted. Make sure your engraving is highlighted and your setting is selected from your material library, and you can assign it, and you see everything up here changed. Now when we open this, all of those settings that we had automatically go to that engraving. So it makes it really easy, and especially since it takes so much testing, it's great to save your material settings in here, so you can just go through here and actually assign it to that layer and not have to remember or write down or type everything in. Go to our preview. That looks awesome. Now you can also play the preview here, and it'll actually show you the path the laser is going to take as it previews. You can drag this slider and speed it up and slow it down just to see if it's what you expect or if you notice anything that needs to be changed. And then from this point, it's ready to go. All we do, we go to our laser down here, so we get out of our material library. And the laser right now is disconnected, but when it's connected, you hit the frame button. It'll frame it for you on the laser, and then you'll just click start in a little window that pops up, and your engraving will start. We will go over a lot more settings in the future and things to come. So let's go see what this engraving will do. Alright folks, that went pretty good. We've got our laser engraving on our 304 stainless dog tag, and here's the results. We went from this to this. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, but if you notice, it's got like a green tint to it. I really love that. Really comes out great with those settings. So that's how we do our dog tags. And we actually normally put text on the back. I was doing this for a tutorial video for learning purposes. for a lot of you folks. So, and to kind of show you the process of how we do this. So there's a lot more videos to come, a lot more content, and a lot more teaching and learning, and a lot more fun. So be sure you leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. Have a good day, guys.